etc, we start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. First of all, if we refer to our analysis in my last video when the price was here, we mentioned if we want to look for buy, wait for the correction. And as we can see, the price dropped. Now the question is how we can look for next trade. The first of all, we want to see how deep this one can be, whether this is the start of the reversal or deeper correction. Mostly, this is the start of the. I mean, we can expect for continuation. The price is not going to reverse. Maybe we get the deeper correction, but how we can look for trade? Okay, for me, I think what I suggest, if we get this one turn to, if we want to look for trade, we wait for the bigger this one to confirm, because if this one turn to bigger correction rather than what we have right now, any reversal continue for up move, it can give us better confirmation for the price for continuation, and also we can look for the trade setup within the correction. But how about if the price, if this is the only correction similar to what we get here and the price start to up move, or does mean reverse from here, in that case the only way to look for trade is to have entry above this. Rather than that, we don't have any other option. As we can see, we get almost 3 waves flat. Okay, but having entry above this in case this is the only correction and the price sharply continue from here. And we should know that having entry above the top, and right now for the etc, this is the highest price, this is the top of the chart. How about if we buy at the top, then the price either reverse or move for the deeper correction? That's why this is the only traders who have experience and they know how to manage. And even if they take the trade, they know how to cut their loss if the price reverse. They should take the trade. But for me, what I suggest that if anyone wants to have entry above this, what we want the price break and continue the price tag. We see is not moving even better than the first hour, we should take out the trade. Okay. By the way, this is the only, if this is the only correction, it does mean the price, it didn't give us a deep, a bigger correction, and the price continue from here. The only way we can have entry above this, and we, if we get any trade by having entry above this, when the price tag 1.06, we start to move our stop loss to break even, and we see the continuation when the price tag the second target, we move our stop loss to book profit. Because as we mentioned, from now, any trade we consider as a short-term trade. Okay, and this is not the take profit, because if there is a continuation for continuation, if there is a continuation, that means we can keep the trade for long term. As I mentioned, these targets are how we can start, I mean how we can manage the trade, because for long term we're looking for continuation, and these targets are based on the percentage based on this move. All right, as I mentioned, we use these targets to manage our trades. And in this case, we move to daily chart. As we explained in my last video, we mentioned what we get here is quite sharp. That's why we need to be quite careful. We will have the we have to get the correction for continuation similar to what we get here. But now the question is whether now we're going to get the correction, or we can expect the price move a bit higher. That's why any trade from now we need to be quite careful. That's why if, we mentioned any trade setup we consider as a short-term trade. That's why we have this target if we get a trade, and we should know how to manage it. Okay, and how about if I move to forward chart? And even based on forward chart, we don't have anything. The only thing is we want to see whether we get the bigger correction or not. Okay, anyway, if I move to 1 hour chart, if anyone, the first things, whoever get the trade within this move, they have to start to manage. And if we want to look for trade, the best things is we wait for get the big confirm the correction, I mean bigger correction, and see the confirmation for continuation. And but if the this is the only correction, the only way to look for trade, having entry above this. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.